Anyway, my point was, as far as, we were saying, people are, some people are addicted to arguing and beef and stuff like that. And I said, or just drama. And we all know somebody that will just call you up whenever always when they're in the most, just want to spill on you, right? And just drain you. By the time you get off the phone or finish talking to them, you feel tired, run down, physically beat.
Vampires. And they don't even mean it. But you got to think about it. People don't put themselves in the realm of therapy, having guidance that they can go and daily have a conversation with someone without draining them. If you wait 2 or 3 weeks before you get guidance, you talk to one person and tell your whole life story and drain a person completely. All right? Venting is not a form of detox. You know what I'm saying? Guidance. Guidance can be, you know what I'm saying, the detox that you need. Just having that communication and that vibration every day to say, yo, man, let me have a civil conversation and a balanced conversation with someone of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Before I get to the tipping, we always wait till the cup is at the brim. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn how to communicate earlier. You know, that's another part of letting go of the regular shit. Just keep working until you get a moment. You know, people keep working at a job and wait till the third month where they put in time. You're supposed to be taking time for yourself every day. You understand? Every day. You don't wait for somebody to give you permission for a vacation to stop and take time for yourself. You are too late at that point. All right? Every day, that before the alarm clock goes off, you done been up, had a cup of tea with yourself. Even if you don't get on the mat, even if you don't face the east, you can have a conversation with yourself, take a walk around the block, do something. Give yourself some time where there's no gadgets, there's nobody in your ear telling you anything. Total peace and freedom for yourself every day. Some people wait 6 months to go on a trip in another country where you clowning and drowning yourself in drinks and wilding, and you still not having no time with yourself. You having time with the liquor. You having time with Saint Jacques. You having time with whatever else is going on. You're not paying attention to that space in yourself that needs to be rebuilt. And if you're not doing that, you have nothing to offer to the bond that we're talking about, having a community team to say, hey, we're going to build our own school security. All right? How can a person know to trust you and you don't even give yourself time to breathe? Okay? You may turn out to be one of these people, explode one day, start busting your gat off in the place and shit. We don't know you.
Right.
But if you take that time every day and you teach others how to take that time every day, we can trust you a little bit better. You know?
Very important.
Very important.
Very important. And I even tell people, like, throughout from like another standpoint, throughout the workday, like, take your breaks, man. Your job don't give a fuck about you. If you have 2 15-minute breaks, take your 15-minute breaks. Take your half-hour lunch. Yeah, they love to see you working at your desk and working through lunch. Fuck working through lunch. Take your lunch. Take your break. And like, and I used to do this. Like, you know, people, I mean, I've been in offices for a while. You know, people take their cigarette breaks. I don't smoke cigarettes, but so me and my man, we used to take air breaks. And we'd be out there, standing right there. Like, you want to go out there and take your cigarette break. And managers, everything. We're going to go out there and stand right there with y'all and not smoke and fucking take time just to, I would have to be on my phone, fuck around, chill, go sit in my whip, whatever. Like,
exactly.
But, you know, so
happy.
it's important even throughout the work day. That's really important because a lot of us in the 9-to-5 shit. So, like, especially in the morning, you know, but like, get your time, like, use your time at work. If you have it, you know, take your do not work through your breaks. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro, you can't detox in a toxic era with bad management. All right? You have to have especially for self-employed people. Self-employed people keep themselves busier so no one can say shit to them. All right? That's real shit.
Yep.
All right? They keep themselves busier. When somebody's off the clock, they like, yo, I'm still working. I'm self-employed. And you become a double slave because you pimping yourself at that point. You should be, yo, man, I get up, My phone is on from 8 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is my window to get work done. After that, I'm enjoying my life while the sun is still up. I'm not leaving when the sun coming up and coming back home when the sun is down, and don't give myself no time. Then you got to get into family and this and that and whoopie wham. You never stop working.
No.
You never stop working.
Very
Management
important.
is the key. Management is
Very
the key.
important. Even, and listen, even, now share this piece with everybody, even like looking at your, the jobs you take. We weren't meant to drive an hour to work each way. So
Correct.
that's another thing. I mean, first of all, we're meant to be like a gregarian culture, first of all, growing our own shit. But
Right.
we weren't meant to drive an hour back and forth to work. So that's 10 hours a week off the top.
Correct.
You just in the fucking car. And yes, I've done it before, and I've gotten listened to podcasts and shit. You just ways to make use of that time, but that's not the ideal. Like,
Correct.
Ideally, your job is somewhere in the vicinity of where you live. That's also what builds up community anyway. But you know what I'm saying? But so that's the ideal. Like, please, when I look for jobs, man, and was looking for jobs, and check the radar says like, you know, within 10 miles. It was always within like 5 to 10 miles. If it wasn't out of that, I wasn't parameters. You know what I'm saying? And I stuck with it.
Hey, we have to get out of that system. It gets to a point where you've worked so long for a company as a solo individual, you have to start to build a business around yourself and be an outsource for the company that you work with. So suppose you were making cookies and shit, and you sitting on the factory for 15 years. It gets to a point where you know the recipe, and you're like, yo, dog, I can make 20 dozen of these motherfuckers at home. Why don't you just make a contract with me? I have these cookies hot and fresh, and this motherfucker every week, and we can get a business contract. That increases my credit to a business situation. That keeps me out your face. You ain't got to see me. I ain't got to see you. The job is done. If I haven't learned in 15 years, how much longer does it take me to be your slave to learn how to continue to make motherfucking cookies, man? If that's what you really want to do in life, if you've been there that goddamn long, you should be, contracting now. This is why step out of the box of slave and master and get on the level of partner.
Perfect example. I mean, it's perfect thing there, man, because if you've been somewhere for 20 years, you should be pretty good at what you do, right? I mean, just on the strength of this time, like just by sitting there, you're gonna pick up something, right? So it's a perfect example. So I'm taking a lot of the skills that I've learned over the years, accounting, retail sales, marketing, promo, and I'm trying to do my own thing with it now. Because now I'm like, yo, I'm an expert in this. Why the fuck am I gonna go make you money for it now when I can go and do it on my own? And
yes,
and that's where I'm trying to take it. So yeah, man, that's
brother,
a good point, man.
We live the example. Look, when people ask me to come back do music, I said, why would I put myself into a slave and master situation? All right. I said, you know what? Let me go as a business. So now my business has several things to offer, because if I've been doing something for 30 years, I don't need to go back into the same saddle I did as a teenager. I have to come as a partner now, and it got to make sense. So when I came with the pay-per-view and the documentary coming, all these type of things, that's not what an artist does, just to give content and say, yo, I'll take the crumbs from the table. You come with all of the elements, the bread, the investors, the sponsors, the whole nine. You come as a company saying, yo, I offer this as a partner. Now the company has to step up, match you, do whatever that is. That's not a slave and master situation. That's not, yo, can I go take a smoke break? Oh, my son is sick. Can I take a couple of hours to go check on them? That's not that kind of relationship anymore.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like,
we have to detox out of that system, dog, because we live in it and we frustrate ourselves. Happy hour is like it's like salvation for niggas leaving work to go drown themselves before you even get back to the house. You done have 4 drinks, three blunts, nigga. You done had a blunt at lunch. You know, yo, B, You drown in so much frustration in something that you should be happy doing, and then get to the house and have to shift the whole gear into the Archie Bunker mode, or or houseman mode, shit, whatever it is, with the slippers in the house and the honey I'm home and the whole shit, to exist in another personality, and then you go to sleep, wake up into the same bullshit again. Party on Saturday, hit the church on Sunday, or if you Sabbath on Saturday, you wilding out on Sunday, whatever it is. We're creating. Yeah. We have to detox from this twilight zone. If it's such a twilight zone. Like my brother was saying to me, like, yo, I feel the Mandela effect is happening. 4 people approached me with that shit.
Word.
4 people approached me about that shit. And I say, yo, man, whatever it is, you have to find the algorithm where you exist in the silver lining of things. No matter what the fuck goes down. That's the power of being an original being. That whatever the fuck happens, okay, I'm on the hill now. Y'all throwing pig slop down the hill and whooping me on my back, fucking my friends up. I'm going to find a way out of this shit. We find our way out of that shit. We get to another point in life, okay, they put knees on our back. They got guns to our head. We got to find a way around this. We always adjusting. We always sacrificing to adjust.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, listen, because the situation is going to be what it's going to be, right? So it's on you then, right? It's like it's on you to adjust. It's never on anything else, yo. It's correct. Because the situation is going to be the situation, right? That's what it is. So it's what are we going to do? And I just posted something the other day. I said, I said, really, in the end, we got 2 choices. We either fold or fight. That's it.
Correct. And what you said is 100,000% correct. Fight. And we cannot fight by ourselves. Okay? There's absolutely no way that we can take that battle on. When we go take these retreats, like you said, silent retreat, this kind of shit, whatever, you're reinforcing the soldier that comes and connects with many. All right? There has to be 20,000 leaders instead of 10 leaders and whatever thousands of motherfuckers saying, which way do we go? Everybody has to respect the goal and the mission. We can't have separate agendas. If the agenda is life, you know what we have to do to get there. Period.
Right.
That's detoxing off the man shit, to stay on our point. All right? Everything is about chemical and machine right now. All right? Nothing is about nature. I would say to everybody listening to this call, find where you detach from nature at and get it back into your system. Whatever that may be. All right? If you already eat right, you already got that covered. But if you're eating right and you're dealing with 20 toxic people calling you and fucking up your rhythm of the day, that's not totally clean. All right? I just came off a 2-year retreat away from everything. 5 people have my number, brother. You understand? My energy feels 1,000% differently. Now I can peek my head back out into the world and say, what am I needing? Not, oh man, let me catch up to everybody and such and such and such and such. It's not about that. It's about now me focusing and saying where my mission is, and then allowing people to come back into my life who have that same mission, not separate agendas.
Yep.
All right? That's detoxing completely. All right? You can get it off to yourself, but when you come back in the world, motherfucker can splash mud on you. As soon as you step out of the house, you get your white suit on, step out, somebody rolls past, the puddle and splashes your whole shit, you fucked. Why go through all that? You'd have been ironing and pressing and cleaning and propping in the mirror, nigga, and then come outside and somebody just splash your shit with a fucked up conversation, or not being grateful for what you've achieved and maintaining your sanity. They would rather come and, where you been at? You missed this and missed this. I ain't missing shit. As long as I get up in the morning to receive that breath and that light and that power to move forward, I ain't missing the goddamn thing out here, man.
You know what? The biggest compliment sometimes that somebody can give me is when they tell me about some bullshit, like some bullshit show or some shit, and I don't know about it. And they're like, and they say, you mean you don't know about that shit? You can't believe? No. And I'm fucking happy I don't know about it. Like, I love when I don't know about your bullshit. and
Correct.
take that shit somewhere else. Thank you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So, like, I didn't miss shit. I'm not missing anything but some more bullshit.
I'm not curious. That's my most famous line in life. I'm not curious in the dumb shit. I'm not curious in how dumb people think. I'm not curious on people who give up on themselves. I don't have an option of give up. I don't have that. When I said freedom or death, that was an oath to myself and then to the movement. All right? That means I'm never going to veer off until I understand what total freedom feels like. And sometimes we trap ourselves from that. I'm not going to stand in my way anymore. That's what we have to agree upon any kind of detox. I'm not going to stand in my way anymore. I'm the only motherfucker that can put something nasty in my mouth and say, damn, why did I just scarf down some Twinkies and cow milk and feel like, you know, I'm the kid on the commercial with the ring on his mouth. Nigga. You know,
stupid, yo. You stupid, son.
Hey, our generation live out TV, bro. You already know. People have that program. And they shit. How long it took us to let go of cow milk, we didn't know for years and years. Niggas deliver it to the door in glass bottles and shit, nigga. You know, leave the recyclable and shit, nigga. We doing the right thing. We look like the people on TV and shit. We was programmed, dog, to the full core. For anyone from that era to be awakened is deep, like escaping those cocoons in the Matrix when the nigga pulled the plugs out and jumped out and shit. Yeah, it's like that.
No, it is, yo.
You gotta give yourself a pat on the back for
Oh,
getting away from that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, it's different, man. I mean, I totally get it. It's you got to pull back from this shit, man, because it's overwhelming. It comes in droves. I got a question for you though, because it's related to this whole detox topic that we got, and it's something that we've discussed before, and we've often talked about it: sound frequency, sound vibrations, that being critical, and that being a big component of what's fucking us up, right? So
yes.
I just want to preface this here. So I consider you a friend, but I also look at you as an elder. Yes. That's how I view it. And so there's certain times when I hear you talking, like, okay, just shut the fuck up and listen. And so to me, you know what I'm saying? And so my question is, here's my dilemma, man. All right. So the music, we understand the music is gotten, we said we weren't gonna talk music, but it fits here. The music's gotten all crazy, but not even just the like, you know, we have the violence and all that stuff, right?
Right.
So my dilemma is this. I came up same time as you. I like the grimy shit. And I've talked to you about this before. And sometimes it gets in the back of my head and I'm like, yo, why? Like, and you know, we're an outlet. Carrying the Culture is an outlet. We pump music all the time and stuff like that. And I like the gutter shit. I mean, part of it, I mean, I can relate to a lot of it. I did that shit, you know. So there's a guilt thing to me. And so like, I'm like, damn, I can't just how do I not like this? You even talked, you were like, yo, you fucked with Annie up and shit when it was, you know what I'm saying? And so how do we reconcile that, man? Because that for me, like I'm telling you, man, especially doing what we do here, because sometimes I get in my head, I'm like, yo, don't play nothing that's like about no like shoot 'em up shit. But then I'm like, well, there's a message to some of this stuff. It's not all just like bang, bang, bang. So it's where I need help here, man, because I'm always torn, especially being, you know, us doing what we do. And then I'm like, am I just contradicting myself? And I'm like, yo, I grew up in this era where like I ran up on niggas. Niggas ran up on me. That's what it was. So I related to like fucking run your coat, man. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that I still want to be there or anything, but like it makes my head fucking move. So help me out.
All right, so let me ask you this. What are the elements of what you feel grime is? Is it just the cursing? Is it just is there the aggression of someone expressing a moment they were in crisis? What is the definition of grime?
I'm talking about not necessarily the cursing, but the more violent stuff, like the more robbery shit, like the more like, you know, I pushed the nigga wig back, like that more of that stuff as far as like being the primary content, not in a storytelling form, because I think there's different ways you can be conscious. We talked about that, right? There's different ways to be conscious. I don't think you have to be like go drink some fucking wheatgrass all the time, right? So
right.
So we talked about that, but but if it's like just some like, I mean, if it's just some like bang bang gaps all day, I'm 46, man. Like I can't. First of all, I can't listen to 12 tracks of that shit, though. I mean, I can only listen to like one or two. But I'm just saying. So if it's when it's useless violence, or when it's stuff like, I'm not thinking about robbing nobody now. Like, so that's where I like. It's
so
polluting.
where's the guilty pleasure? Where's the guilty pleasure for you, my lord? This is what I'm saying to you. Where's the guilty pleasure start in the situation? Is it like you like to watch Die Hard, where
I like
shit is
the action
exploding?
shit. So
Yes.
when they talk about spraying, I mean, like, I go back to Juice and Blizzard and Menace to Society and fucking, when, you know what I'm saying? I post clips, The Wire, all that shit. Like,
we all like street stories. We all like action shit. And I've never put a protest against it. I understand the element of it. But I said when it gets to a point where 3 generations after that have now taken it to a whole other level. They're living it and snitching on themselves now to a point. The other cats that was doing it at least were just studio gangsters, at least 80% of them.
Most of them, yes.
All right. But now it's like, yo, you took me right out of the projects, nigga, whipped the sack in my back, in my hand, in my bag, signed me, and bought me more shit when you signed me to a 360 deal. So now I'm saying continuing that is giving that shit a stamp. All right? It's saying like, yo, nigga, we didn't get the bag, but you got the opportunity and we'll be here to listen to it. If you feel like that, you should not have a problem with Young Thug. You shouldn't have a problem with King Von, God bless his music. You should be listening to all that shit too. What's the difference of MOP, Wu-Tang in the projects versus Young Thug in the Georgia projects? What's the difference, bro?
As far as the content goes, no, you're right. I've often thought that. When I hear certain, especially the drill shit that's supposedly like killing cats now, or not killing cats, but really heavily influencing a lot of people, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I get it, and that's when I look back and I'm like, man, like that's where I come. I got broken language in my playlist. And I'm like,
hey, you know why I stopped trying to get people to kind of wean off of that? Because I didn't invite them to it. Okay? I didn't build a record label and say, yo, this is the way hip hop should be done. You got to kill and shoot. There's nothing we can do. I didn't give it to you. All right? So the one up that the young heads have on our generation that we can never take away from is that, yo, nigga, I live my shit. I go from the studio to the club with all my jewels on. I don't tuck my shit. If I'm dead tomorrow, I'll be a martyr. They can't say that about our generation, dog. Only a handful of the niggas who was talking that shit became the Jay-Z's. Look what Eclipse is. Come on, man. From talking cocaine raps with Pharrell and shit to writing McDonald's jingles, nigga. And sitting in a place songwriting for a motherfucker that will never be broke, dog. That's a stamp. You want to be down with the other niggas complaining about, yo, you young niggas. Look, the old heads are mad because there's a bag now for that. All right? There's a bag that they couldn't touch at the time. Now the bag is given. Hey, nigga, paint your hair pink. Let me assign you a wife. Go out here, shuck and jive, motherfucker. I'll get you $100,000 a night. All the record royalties come here. Be cool. No one will fuck with you. Walk with a house note on your neck. Who's gonna say no?
Right.
So all that back to what you're saying. I can't stop the guilty pleasure of what it is. Cause I like watching Die Hard and Predator and seeing, gunplay and, all kind of soul. I'm a soldier, my nigga. So I do like that. But I know when to turn it off and detox. Yeah. This was the point of our conversation. Like, yo, at a point where it's like, it feels like a guilty pleasure. Like, yo, I feel crazy that I want to turn on some shit and nigga saying bang to your head, lay nigga dead. You know, that's the savage, dog.
Yeah.
I can't tell a man where his savage turns on and off. You want to go to the club and get a drink, or you want to go to the club and look at ass? I can't control you once we get to the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah, there's different things for different people, right? Like
Real shit.
As far as like I look at a strip club and I'm like, that's the most senseless thing ever, like to me. Like I you know, even, but to other men, like that's the spot. Like
hey,
so
but then they'll go to the Instagram and flip and watch 20 shorties and take flicks, which is the equivalent.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
we live in a hypocrite. This is where the young heads is calling niggas out. Like, how you dissing me, my nigga? You doing the same thing I'm doing.
Facts. That's
how you dissing me, my nigga? And your girl getting dressed to go on an all girls night out to be in my view. If you don't like me, nigga, she gonna be at the club going, hey, to young nigga shit.
Yeah, of course.
All right, this is the highest cougar era ever, my nigga, ever, because older niggas are mad. What we mad at? Detox from all of that. What we mad about? Both the men and the women. What we mad about? Why we don't have the same agenda? All the generations after us is fucked up because we don't get along. All right? That's the realest shit. We talking about detoxes to keep it 100 and to build on the guilty pleasure of what you're saying. We want to go bang bang. Ain't no shorty singing "Shoot It Up, Gang Bang" unless it's with an R&B jingle aside it, bro.
Well, you know those parties. You know those "Shoot 'Em Up, Gang Bang." Those parties, we all dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. And what is that? And what does that look like? A party full of dudes, bro. That's wild. And then we got the nerve to diss a dude wearing a dress for $10 million. But we all want to be men up in the club, wilding. So what does the shorty say? If you sing Annie Up to Me in an R&B tone, I'll come to your club and pogo stick dance for your ass. Look at the two worlds that we created, dog. Both the men and the women need to detox off of all of that bullshit, bro. We wilding. We wilding, bro.
And that's what, and as I said,
yes. Go ahead.
I said I'm part of the problem. We are wilding. We are straight sick, man. And
that's what I heard in your voice. That's why I said, yo, we ain't got to look for no topic. This is our pleasure for us to get together and build. I get to come on here with my comrade, my friend, man.
No, it's great. I mean,
we build on here like we know each other 20 years. We never met in physical person, my lord.
It's crazy. We were supposed to. It was a fire, right?
Correct. I had a fire in my fucking around my compound, and I couldn't come out.
Yeah. So,
hey, but that goes to show. Look, the air like mine, the solution that we spoke of from the gate. Every time we build, there's people on this line getting enlightened and going to do something. All right. Everybody who saw my show is now producing. Hired. I don't give a fuck if they saying fuck you, Jay, or saying, yo, thank you for inspiring me. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm on both sides of the force, my nigga. You can hate, you can love. I'm gonna always receive what it's supposed to be. I want to see my people progress. That's part of the detox. We're not supposed to be inspiring other niggas. We're supposed to be like, yo, nigga, look where I'm at. What you doing, nigga? I do shit because I want to see people work. When they see phase 2s of what I'm doing, I'm not finished with those artists. I want to see different shit around, and I'm not going to be predictable. They're going to see different shit. They're going to see different shit around this format.
Yep.
You feel me? That's what we're supposed to be. That's how we detach and detox ourselves from the beast and the system and the way they program us to rise. If they can predict how you rise, they can always shoot you down, bro.
Right. And here's the thing too. There's very few things that we can control, right? We can't control the weather. We can't control random shootings of people. Like you could be driving safe and someone T-bone you, right? We can't control a lot of things. But the things that we can control are actually very critical and huge and really critical to our development, right? So we can control who the fuck we have around us, right? We talked about that earlier. So as like a little recap of some of this. We can control who we have around us and don't have around us.
Yes.
Like we said, So then we're trading that bum association. We got to shift that now, right? You can't stop. If you're smoking cigarettes every day with all your people smoking outside, you can't just start chewing gum by yourself. You got to go do something, take up tennis, whatever, right? So
right,
you get rid of that bullshit association. We can control that energy. We have a lot of control, even though it sometimes doesn't seem that way, of the shit that we put into our ears, as far as sight, sounds, the senses, right? Because the senses want to do what they want to do.
Correct.
So we gotta learn to really rein those in, man.
Bro,
and so.
we gotta learn how to listen to music without threatening sounds on it. Look, when I write albums, sometimes I don't listen to beats with drums for 2 weeks, so I can appreciate them when I come back to it. I'll give you a 100 drill, because we get so much. What's the drum pattern? Let me hear this, and then you start saying, "I want it harder. I want it louder. I want it done." And then you end up going to the club, nigga, and saying, "I want to hear it louder." You end up running out the studio. I want to get it louder. Look at the Savage that's coming out, dog. Okay, the Savage can't write what I write. So I say, yo, man, I'm spending next 2 weeks no beats. You'll hear shit like Hans Zimmer in my fucking crib, and fucking chant from, motherfucker in the fields with Billy Ghost chanting in the wind and shit. I'll find all kinds of crazy shit, dog.
Right. No, it's important.
No beats. Okay, just to show example of detox. So now when I come back to tracks, I appreciate it different. Okay,
you're hearing it totally differently too. You're hearing the whole shit totally differently. You're probably able to hear more stuff within the beat that you couldn't hear before because you took a break off. So you come back, right, and your ear is more fine tuned. So you're like, you're hearing different patterns are different. You're hearing shit. You're like, oh, another chamber open, basically.
Correct. When you detox people with crazy ass shit on their tongue all the time, oh man, the world ain't shit, and and did you get your shot? All these other things going on. When you detach yourself from all of that shit, come back 2 weeks, you'll know what to say 2 words to a person to shut that bullshit down completely, and they won't feel like you turn your back on them, like, oh, you talking crazy. You can say 2 words to them and say, yo, man, be at peace in a different way. You can give them an instruction and say, yo, you feel my energy, don't spit on my white suit. Period. Same way that with the music. And you practice that kind of detox all the way around the board. Your phone should have 5 to 10 motherfuckers for 20 days, not even 10. It's about 5 people, your immediate family, if something go down. And outside of that, don't disturb my detox. Period. Communicate with your family, your seeds and everything on your regular daily. That's peaceful. It should be peaceful. Okay? But if you're coming off a call with somebody else, it should be. But if you're wearing your whole day and your child calls you and says, hey, Dad, I drew a painting today. I don't want to hear that shit right now. Bills is going on and this is going on and woo. You would throw the whole shit and not go to the game or look at the painting or take 5 minutes to have a convo that can have a impressionable situation on their life. Okay, we just place, the craziness and throw it at the wrong folks. As an example.
Right. We have to normalize. We have to normalize taking time for ourselves, man. Like,
correct.
And that being okay. Like, so it should be peaceful how we present it, but it should be received peacefully too, and not just like, oh, why are you, like, because certain people look at shit different ways, so that's an important thing too. Like, certain people may not want to give you that space, and that's where you have to take it and do what you need to do for yourself. And this is where, again, you may have to cut people out of your life if they're not letting you take your space. If someone's giving you a hard time for going to take a fucking walk, your significant other, maybe you gotta revisit that shit a little bit. If somebody's giving you a hard time for not, like, when I come home from work, I text wifey before I get home, like, yo, I'm not gonna really be able to talk when I get home. I gotta go in another room and burn one, chill for a second. All right, thank you for letting me know. And I come out and, hey, honey, And it's
You
good.
shift your gear.
So
Now,
normalize that.
Without that element there, what would happen?
I
Suppose
come home
there was
hot.
no herb.
Come on hot because of going back, somebody emailing me at 3:55 with some important shit they need. Getting in my car, driving with shitty Pittsburgh drivers. So I'm bringing this energy home.
Exactly.
Listen to probably to some aggressive shit on the whip. Fuck you, nigga. I was, I'm sitting on the way home, and then I come to the crib.
Exactly. And we can't get addicted to the buffer, okay? Because that becomes another thing. It's like, yo, I can't talk to you until I burn this L. When I burn this L, I'm good. And then everybody can come in my face. And then you start to take on a whole other level of stress with the buffer and whole shit. So your day was fucked up. You got the buffer here, and then you got the other shit, and it's squashing like this, my nigga. You gotta pull out all of it.
Can't do that. Yeah, that's an important point. I don't do that, and you can't do that. Like, you got to ease back into it. Like, so, and also, I mean, you just got to control your time. It's your time. Yes. That's the thing. It's in the end, it's your time, and you have to learn how to control it. We all have to learn how to control it. Bottom line, whatever we need to do to make ourselves healthy, keep ourselves safe, to just keep ourselves sane and having a crazy day, we need to do it, and we need to be safe and comfortable doing it, and we need to be around people that respect that. If they don't respect that, then we got some fucking problems.
If they don't respect your cleansing, if they make fun of you while you're cleansing, you already know who's the first motherfuckers to cut off. Period. All right? If you're afraid to take the time, it's most likely that your fear is in the lack of living. Like you feel like I'm going to die tomorrow. I don't want to have fasted from the pork ribs and shit that I want to eat because I want to enjoy every fucking taste and flavor in the world because I may be taken out tomorrow. That's a lack of faith. Okay? That's a total disappointment up against what you're supposed to be doing representing life. You're supposed to be like, I got 1,000,000 years left, and I'm going to take 10 hours tomorrow to sit and hum to the goddamn birds or stand on my fucking head or whatever makes me feel more balanced. I'm going to take that time. Most people don't take that time because they're scared of living. They don't feel that they have time on the clock to waste. And they feel that they can create their own schedule to say, while that's happening, I'll go experience all the pleasures that I've never done before. So if I'm taking out tomorrow, I've done this.
Might not be no fucking tomorrow.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? We got to live. The bill's going to be there.
Yeah.
They're going to be there.
We don't control that either way. We don't control that either way, brother. We don't, just like you're saying, I'm agreeing with you. We don't control that either way. They're going to be there. Correct.
That sunny day might not be there.
Correct.
Fuck, I turn on a pivot all the time. Sometimes we supposed to do house shit, and I'm like, and it rains a lot here in Pittsburgh. So when we look out, we see it's sunny, 70 something. Like, yo, that shit'll.
Yes.
We out.
Yes. That's the idea of life every day. You got to get out and get yours. Manage your life to where you get yourself a good couple of hours for yourself. Fuck squeezing in 1 hour. Get a couple of hours throughout that day. Manage that, because most people do that for others. When you sit there on the phone with somebody bit in your ear, hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. One of those hours was for you to work out. When you get off the phone, you drain, you go eat. Now you mad, you wake up tomorrow, you fat. Because you done took 20 of them calls in the last couple of days and shit, and you've been spacing out on your workout time. Everything says fuck it until the soldier is ready, because when the soldier's ready, the soldier can go build with other soldiers and get the real mission done, and not these little side bullshit agendas, man.
Absolutely. Yo, I want to make sure I capture this show, because we know how this has been. So plus I gotta get ready to run, but I want to capture. We've been having some challenges.
Yeah.
So I want to capture this, but I want to continue this topic. We got to talk food. We got to talk. I want to continue this into our next thing, because I feel like it's important, man, and it's important for me to keep it going. Not just, it's important for me because it keeps my head on the, you know what I'm saying, straight.
Indeed, man. It helps me as well, man.
So we good there. So we do this every. Wait, I got so many shows. Every first Wednesday of the month.
Yes.
All of our builds are on Carrying the Culture YouTube channel, and all of them, you know, and they're really good. So hopefully you can get something out of those. And so, yeah, man. Real quick, what you got going on? What you got going on? Let everybody know real quick.
Oh man, I'm almost finished this album, and I've been editing the documentary and a special film around the red pill right now, man. So I'm excited. My head has been crazy. I'm up here visiting my daughter. She's 8 months pregnant now.
Oh,
So
wow.
I come to give her some support up here, man, and give her some love and whatnot. You know, I've been,
Man.
like I said, I had to detox and get away from the bullshit, the busy man shit, and come see my seed, man. So
Absolutely,
you know, I'm practicing what
I
I
understand.
yeah, man. So I took everything out and no work with me, man. I just said, you mean, come and give us some time and give us some love, man. So that's where it's at.
Yeah,
I can't be
that's
late for anyone. You know what I'm saying? I can't be late. You know, I'm the boss of what I do. So I said, you know, I got to manage right, take the time out. I spent time with my son, his graduation. Congratulations to
yeah.
him.
Congratulations.
And now I'm here for her. And you know, hopefully I can go around the cipher to see my other daughter as well. Spend some time with my children and my family, man. I miss them. But you know, they understand my mission, man. You know, I'm battling against ignorance, so I feel like it never stops, my Lord. But you know, I gotta stop before I become ignorant to the time that I'm losing, my Lord. So
Absolutely.
You know, real shit.
And I appreciate you letting me tag along on this journey with you, man. It's been a great ride, and it's been a privilege to get to know you, and like I said, to consider you a friend. But like I said, I also, you know, I come from a different era. Like I learned when to shut the fuck up and listen. And I like I said, I respect you as an elder as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
As somebody who this certain shit, I'm like, yo, if you've done something for 30 years, I'm listening with this guy's. I'm not gonna, you know. So it's
I'm still
important.
learning,
I mean,
man.
like,
I'm only 51, man. My elders are 70, and you know, my elders on a different tier, man. With my shit, I still feel I'm learning in that world, man. But I
we
appreciate.
all are. I mean, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
Of course. I mean, like, people look to me, like, oh, gee, oh, I'm like, damn, I'm only, you know, and that's the thing. Like I always say, a real OG has OGs. Like
yeah.
that's called a lineage. You know what I'm
Proper.
saying? That's the thing. So it's like, you know, and it's not about age though. It's about knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So like, it's
I
never,
appreciate.
you know, it's
Yeah,
about that. So I appreciate you, man. We're gonna get this up. I want to save this because I'm RG been fucking with us. So we're gonna do this again. And we're gonna continue this topic. I mean, the same shit. We're gonna part 2, add a Roman numeral to that motherfucker. We're gonna keep it pushing. This is very important. So I thank everybody for joining us. My man, brother Jay.
Yeah, man. All day tomorrow. Be safe, man.
It's
Give
been
the
great.
family my
So
regards, man. Peace, God. One.
same here. Salute. Thanks everybody joining in. Peace.